The first family car to make the cut is the Citroen Berlingo. It may not be blessed with supermodel looks, but this van-based people carrier more than makes up for it, with its vast low space and abundance of family-friendly cubby holes.
They're little more than a van, but it's a pretty practical car, isn't it?
The great thing is, these are genuine multi-purpose vehicles.
They make a fantastic second car.
Yep.
That, you know, if you want something practical for the weekend, you throw the kids in, the dog and all the rest of the crap that goes with family life, then they work.
Yeah. When you've actually lived with one, you've appreciated the space, you've chucked your muddy mountain bikes in the back, and not had to worry about it, you won't go back to regular cars.
The Subaru Legacy has always been high on the list of the driver who rates build quality over style. And the long-awaited addition of a diesel engine can only increase the appeal of these sturdy workhorses.
Subaru have always suffered from not being able to offer a diesel engine, but it's really fantastic that they've come along, they've done their first diesel, they've stuck with their classic boxer configuration, they've got it absolutely right the first time.
That is one of the most underrated cars on sale today for me. What it isn't is a trendy fashion car, but what it is safe, solid and hugely dependable.
The figures stack up as well. It's a 20 grand-ish car and it'll do 50 to the gallon.
The evergreen Ford Focus estate has also been given a diesel engine makeover for 2008. This brand new oil burner will allow Focus drivers to combine super mini economy with the family car comfort and convenience that this hardy perennial has always excelled at.
The fact is, it's just a sensational car to drive. They've got fantastic ride, they've all got fantastic interior build quality, and you get into one of these cars now and it feels like a Bentley felt like 20 years ago.
I actually achieved 65 miles per gallon out of this car, and I wasn't even trying.
Cutting a stylish pose on the school run is the Mazda 6. Its combination of gorgeous good looks, comfortable cabin and appealing pricing make it a serious contender for this year's family category.
This car starts at about £16,000. It looks good. I think that Mazda badge is becoming increasingly credible.
Pretty hard to fault, really. You know, again, a great range of engines, and it drives pretty much as well as it looks.
Mazda is developing a really coherent range of cars, and the 6 is right up there. And for Mondeo man who wants something a little bit different,
Good car, isn't it?
The Audi A4 Avant may be the pricier member of this year's family category, but your higher outlay will be well rewarded, with an outstandingly supple ride and an interior packed with Germanic quality.
You know, I mean, it's a bit bigger than the outgoing A4, so there's a little bit more space.
It's a very economical car as well, 53 mpg.
There is something about the thing. Whenever I'm driving one of these things, people always say to me, what's that Audi up there? I mean, that used to happen with BMWs and Mercs. It doesn't anymore in my experience, it happens with Audis.
If you like Audis, you're going to love this one.
And here are the shortlisted family cars.
How about that? First time you'll ever see men applauding family cars. Now, these family cars are generally sold on the strength of their roomy interiors that make them perfect for families of all sizes. But how do they cope with like a whopper of a family, a real big un?
If you're in the market for a family car, salesmen will quote you all manner of facts and figures. But what you really want to know is, can the car fit my family and all their stuff? Well, we've designed a test to find out. Meet the Bigs. That's not their real name, but Keisha at 6'5" and Wilco at 7 foot are thought to be Britain's tallest married couple. Going on holiday with them is Neil Fingleton. At 7'7", he just happens to be Britain's tallest man. But wait, there's more. The Bigs always take their granny and her big dog with them. The challenge is to see how long it takes and how many trips are needed to get all of their holiday paraphernalia, including the kitchen sink, packed into the vehicles and travel from their home, point A, to their final destination, point C. But at some stage, they've got to stop at point B to pick up Grandma. First up, it's the Ford Focus. This estate has the second smallest boot space of all the finalists.
Surprised me, everything went in the first go, except for the sink. Quite a good car, actually.
With the car stuffed full of luggage and long limbs, it was off. They left behind the kitchen sink and drove past point B and Granny.
No room for their mum.
At point C, it was a quick unload and then back off to grab the kitchen sink whilst Granny still waited patiently. All good things come to those who wait, and Granny eventually got her lift.
It's okay for me, a bit cramped, but the dog, I don't know, the dog wouldn't be very happy. I think I could hear him, barking his arse off,
It took the Focus and the big family 2 trips to move everything, including the kitchen sink, in a time of 10 minutes and 50 seconds. Next away is the Audi A4 Avant. It has the smallest boot space of the 5 finalists, and it made things tricky for the bigs.
It's very stylish, but getting in that door, cool, this is a tighter fit than the other one.
The Audi A4 Avant might be fast with a top speed of 140, but the time it took trying to pack everything into the tighter space slowed the journey down. Although Britain's tallest man didn't mind.
I was quite comfortable in the front seat. Very nice, very impressed, yeah.
2 trips then, with a time of 14:26. The Subaru Legacy was next to undergo our rigorous testing.
It's actually very spacious in there. I think it should have no problem.
The trip started off with confidence, but once inside the car, the big's long legs soon had their problems.
The handbrake's crushing my leg.
You can move back a little bit.
No, it's nothing to do with the chair, the handbrake's really high.
That's better.
Once again, they had to leave the kitchen sink and Granny behind, unload at point C and then repeat the trip, this time picking up Granny and her dog.
Thought you were going to have a handbrake turn there, boy. Just that fraction more room around the bottom. Just made it that much more pleasurable.
As did its predecessors, the Legacy took 2 trips, but posted a respectable 13:58. The Mazda 6 has the 2nd largest maximum boot capacity of our finalists. The big family managed to pack almost everything in, although Britain's tallest man did struggle a little.
I think the only letdown really was the headroom. Just not comfortable for somebody who's tall.
Thankfully, the sunroof provided a solution. Then it was off to point P to pick up Granny.
Wow!
She had good reason to be excited, as this was the first time all the holidaymakers were in the car at the same time.
I'm quite pleased that all 4 of us could fit in, plus the dog, plus everything else but the kitchen sink.
The big family managed to move all their possessions in 2 trips, posting the 2nd fastest time so far, 11:21. The Citroen Berlingo Multispace is the last of the family beasts to be unleashed, and with a maximum boot capacity almost twice that of its closest finalist, it should be impressive. In a departure from the norm, the bigs confidently packed the kitchen sink first. This vehicle even has a place to stow inflatable beds. And even if he was 8 foot, our passenger would still be happy.
Headroom's actually quite good. I've still got about 6 inches on the top.
With the prices starting at just under 11,000, it's by far the cheapest and roomiest of our finalists.
It looks like they're stopping. We're going to get picked up.
To get the big family from point A to point B and then to point C with everything packed and unpacked took just 8 minutes 55, the fastest, and it was all done in just 1 trip.
The only problem is, that, do you want to be seen driving a Citroen Berlingo? It's not the most stylish, but very practical.
So this is how the overall leaderboard looks. In 5th with a time of 14:26, the Audi. In 4th, the Subaru with 13:58. In 3rd, the Mazda with 11:21. In 2nd, the Ford with 10:50. And of course, at the top, the Citroen Berlingo with 1 trip in 8 minutes 55.